Welcome to Yellow Brick Road. I am Jordan, and today we're going to react to some Joe Rogan and Theo Von, where Theo Von seems like he's having a moment of maybe moral crisis in a way, in his troubles with the world. And don't worry, Rogan's here to reassure you. You're feeling slow? Take some Alpha Brain. You worried about drones from Palantir? Just worry about China instead. All that and more. But first, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Also, please check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We are in that Discord right now. All opinions are welcome. And obviously, everything I show you in this video, which it could be 2 videos, but it might just be this one for all we know. Everything I show you will be linked in the description box for you to watch on your own if you don't want to hear us pausing or talking over the video or whatever. So please take advantage of that. All links, description box. All right, so we had another video from Too Lazy to Try. And I'm even lazier because I'm going to use his video, and I don't feel like editing, and Joe Rogan does copyright and all that shit, or Joe Rogan or Spotify or someone does fucking copyright and actually blocks your videos. So I assumed he timed it all up, and I'm going to take advantage of that by watching his video. His video titled, Theo Von has gone rogue, and Joe Rogan is worried. And I think the most interesting part about this will be the AI stuff, but let's see if Too Lazy to Try gets into that. Here we go.
There's photos of Nancy Pelosi with JFK. Think of that. That was before we didn't go to the moon.
Yeah.
It was 1963.
That was before Israel didn't kill him.
You think so?
I didn't say anything.
I heard you say Israel killed him.
You did?
That's what I heard.
Jamie, did you put something in this?
They didn't. The glasses.
They didn't do it.
Oh, before Israel didn't do it. Oh, yeah. I see what you did.
They got me.
Yeah, how much longer does Israel let us stay alive, do you think? That's the big question.
Why were they?
What did you say? Is that AI?
What are you saying?
That's Sora?
Fuck are you saying?
I didn't say anything.
What are you saying?
Huh? Talking about Israel Adesanya.
Oh, well, he loves you. Don't worry about it.
People just want to kind of keep these higher powers. They know what they're doing. It just starts to feel like the experiment, like we're just really seeing the experiment, you know? It's almost like, say you were playing the game Mario or something,
right?
And one day Mario, instead of just going this way on the screen, he fucking turns and looks at you, and he's like, I see what you're doing. That's what it feels like we are right now. Like we're looking at the people controlling everything, and we're like,
yeah.
Oh.
That's all because of the internet, dog.
All right, so Theo Von was just on Joe Rogan's podcast, and this was a wild episode. Theo was going off about Israel, Palantir, global surveillance, Epstein, and Rogan's handler, Peter Thiel, who Rogan had to defend a few times and try to calm Theo down because Theo was getting really worked up about this stuff, and Joe seemed kind of concerned about it, you know, because Joe said Theo started to spiral a few months ago. And then during this podcast, you could tell Joe definitely thought Theo was being way too paranoid. So Rogan had to push back a lot, which he rarely does anymore. But I think he's worried Theo's losing it. And he obviously doesn't like his guest talking bad about Peter Thiel and saying inflammatory stuff about Israel. Like even with the Epstein files, now Rogan seems really uncomfortable talking about it since he knows a lot of people wrapped up in it. Like Peter Thiel, who downplayed his involvement with Epstein on Rogan's podcast.
Elon Musk.
Also, his name was mentioned in the recent email drop. Epstein said it was fun meeting with him in 2014. So Rogan knows he has to be careful when talking about this stuff since he knows a bunch of people associated with Epstein, and him and Theo helped Trump get elected, which doesn't look good. So when Theo says the government is trying to protect pedophiles, Joe's like, do you really think that? And then he tries to change the subject.
About pedophiles.
You're setting, and they...
And also, I think the most interesting part of this, it's less so about Israel, more so about Peter Thiel in particular. But don't worry, if Too Lazy to Try doesn't go over that, we have another video from, is it America or American Redacted? I might be fucking that up. We'll switch to that channel where he fully showcases the the thing. All right, here we go.
Joe's like, do you really think that? Pause. And then he tries to change the subject.
You're setting, and they don't live in nice neighborhoods. You know, like now there's a lot of like billionaire files that our government protects and stuff. But back then,
you really think so?
I don't know.
I don't know either. That's what makes me nervous. I don't know.
I mean, they just had that thing that came out about the Trump Epstein thing the other day. That whole thing's just a kickball at this point, I feel like.
Bro, have you ever seen that video of me and Tim Dillon where Tim Dillon is laying out the scandal that took place and like...
Yeah, so Rogan's in too deep, and Theo kind of is too. That's why he's losing his shit, you know, because he thinks the U.S. government...
As soon as he said that, he cast him out.
Files, spying...
What was that?
As soon as he said that, he's cast him out. So he made a claim. He didn't like say... You know, he didn't work with the evidence. He started like Like, you think so? No, look what happened to me. This, it's just a mistake. It's like,
Yeah. It feels like we're gonna see a decent amount of, at least the video we saw already, right? There's gonna be a decent portion of kind of cutoffs and no, wait about that. Wait a minute. Well, what about this? And some are actually quite dark because Rogan should have no, as far as the character we see on screen, right? Should have no fucking business in regards to like trying to shut things like that down. He should be actually actually asking questions, unless he favors someone over someone else. Whether it's like I like this person, or if it's intellectually like, oh, Theo Von, you're stupid, and Peter Thiel, he's smart. Elon Musk, they're smart. Find out. Here we go.
On everyone with Palantir, and it sounds like are even having people assassinated, which is pretty wild considering he had on Trump, who's obviously connected to Epstein, and Thiel was one of his first big donors, and he tapped Palantir to make a database on every American, and he's also very pro-Israel and likes Netanyahu.
No, but they can't do it.
Also, Theo had on J.D. Vance twice, who's a Thiel plant, and Theo's friends with Jared Kushner, who's connected to Epstein, Netanyahu, and Thiel. So if he actually believes that's what's going on, he's flying really close to the sun, and I don't think he can handle it. If you're going to be calling out Epstein, Israel, and Palantir, I don't know if you want to be hanging out with J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, and Jared Kushner. Because, now it sounds like Theo's really paranoid, and he thinks people are trying to take him out. Because also right after Charlie Kirk got assassinated, the DHS put out that video with him in it, which caused him to get a lot of backlash and death threats. And the way he was talking about all this stuff during the podcast, it seems like he might believe that video was meant to be a threat or a warning or something. Like they're trying to scare him from talking about certain topics or people. Also, Theo said he's been hanging out with Candace Owens recently, and she's definitely putting these ideas in his head.
A lot of people think that Luigi was like some MK Ultra thing. They tricked him and hypnotized.
This Too Lazy to Try guy sounds a little less locked in on these issues than the other dude sounds. No offense to him, I'm just saying like that's the way it sounds. But let's give him a chance. Let's find out. Here we go.
Said he's been hanging out with Candace Owens recently, and she's
Candace,
definitely putting these ideas in his head.
A lot of people think that Luigi was like some MK Ultra thing. They tricked him and hypnotized him and got him to go in and shoot that guy.
Well, I think there's a lot of that going on. And yes, I did have dinner at Candace Owens' house recently, so maybe...
The Homeland Security? Was that what it was?
Yeah, just put it up online. And it was after
it Homeland
the Charlie
Security?
Kirk thing. Yeah, and so then I was like super scared, you remember?
Yeah.
Remember, I was texting I was just texting people to make sure everybody's okay. I didn't know if they were like just going to kill people that had been on TikTok or whatever. Like, I had no idea what they were going to do.
I just can't believe they did that with you, where they just put it in there as if like you were endorsing that.
Well, it just kind of, and it was just a scary time. That was the same time as after the Charlie Kirk thing.
Who greenlit that? It's like, that's not how you envisioned the government. The government made a hype video.
Yeah, they were making like deportation hype videos with trap beats and shit. And I was like, what are we doing? That's what I'm saying. Everything is turned into like the WWE. None of it's real.
It's 100% that Mike Judge movie. It's Idiocracy.
Oh, Idiocracy, yeah.
Yeah.
you didn't see those
scary,
videos?
man, because then I got because there was just like a lot of threats, and then things got like, then it was just kind of that made me kind of paranoid.
And then Theo said he had a breakdown at a doctor's appointment because someone working there was a fan and tried to give him a gift, and then someone took a picture of him outside, so he freaked out and he maybe thought he was being spied on or somebody was after him or something. So Rogan had to spend a lot of time during this podcast trying to calm him down and tell him it's not the end of the world. And this is the most pushback he's given a guest in a while. Like when they started talking about Palantir and Peter Thiel, Rogan got really defensive because Thiel's been getting a lot of backlash recently. And Joe gets really annoyed that his comedy friends keep making fun of his billionaire tech friends. Like he also got pissed that his friends were calling Elon Musk a Nazi.
I have friends that are comedians that called you a Nazi, and I got pissed off.
Are you serious?
Them. Oh yeah.
Like
he's
not
definitely
as a
Nazi.
joke?
No, because you did that thing at the My Heart Goes Out
like
to You.
Everyone
like
who's done
everyone, all of them,
literally.
Tim Walz.
So
You should have played that shit. You should have played it because it's fucking. I'm playing it. I don't care.
My heart goes out to you.
Get mad at me. YouTube. I don't give a fuck. I'm playing that shit. It's too funny. I'm sorry. It's absolutely hilarious. And once again, I'm not calling Elon a fucking Nazi, but a Nazi would definitely be jealous of this salute. It's like so on point. See if I can find it. Look at that image. And they try to compare these two fools. Like, real quick. They try to compare these two things. Stop it. Tim Pool's like, what's the difference? I don't see a difference here. Look at that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Get the actual fuck out of here. Now let me find the video real fast. Where's the video? Alright, I'm on Rogan. Where's the fucking Nazi salute? Do I not have it? I thought I had it. I thought I had a video version of this. Did I not save it? Let's say it.
Just Elon salute.
Elon Nazi. Let's see what happens. Look at that shit, homie. All right, no, we need the audio because he doesn't audible oomph. Yeah, it's not it. Okay. Where's my audio version?
Say thank you for making it happen. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you.
I just bookmarked that. Okay. Let's go back to those. Here we go. Once again, I don't think he's a Nazi. I'm just saying that was definitely a Nazi salute, though. Like, there's no way around that, right? Here we go.
Rogan hates comedians bashing Elon and Thiel because Rogan's completely sold out to them and is totally ready to embrace AI, mind reading, and transhumanism. Like, he randomly started talking about how humans are going to go extinct soon. And he's like, man, Thiel gets a lot of shit, but he's 100% right. Then he starts defending him from everybody claiming he's evil, which is probably what Theo thinks. You know, he doesn't say anything bad about him here, but afterwards he goes off about Palantir, which gets pretty awkward. And then
Thank
also
God.
Candace Owens probably has Theo convinced that Peter Thiel is a human hybrid that's already merged with technology and AI.
And look at Elon Musk and Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, and I'm pretty sure they're hybrid. You know what I mean? Like, they just look like an Apple software that I should be able to download at night, you know? Like my phone's getting an update or something. It's something in the eyes. Like, I don't know. I'm like, I know I'm human, but I don't know if I stabbed you if you bleed, you know? I'm not going to stab them, but I don't know if they bleed all the way. I think a battery would fall out. You know what I mean?
So Joe probably doesn't love that Theo hangs out with her and is being influenced by her. Like, Joe even gets defensive about that interview Thiel did where he's asked if humans should survive. And he criticizes the interviewer and says he didn't let Thiel stutter and stammer long enough.
Yeah.
While we're human, and I think that's we have only so much sand left in that hourglass. Where the humans are on the way out. I know a lot of people hate it when Peter Thiel says it. Like, Peter Thiel is a terrible person. He's evil.
Do you think he is?
No. I think he's just telling you the truth. I think he's, you know, when they said, do you think human beings should survive? And he had like this long pause.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
And then the interviewer was like, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. You think human beings should, which is not how you're supposed to do an interview. Well, at least not how I do it. I would let him talk as long as he wants. Like, I would let, if you watch my podcast I did with him, is these long ass stammers where he's like, everything he does, he wants to be very careful before he answers. So he wants to consider what he's saying.
Okay.
This guy is Michael Tracy. He's the Michael Tracy for Peter Thiel.
Yeah, I'm right,
Defense
bro.
attorney.
I'm right.
So what you're saying is Joe Rogan to Peter Thiel is equal to Michael Tracy to Jeffrey Epstein. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well,
clarify for the
yeah.
audience.
What I'm saying is that he is such a defense attorney for Peter Thiel. He's just, but like that's not the official role he's playing. You know, he's trying to look impartial and informing people. Like that's the way he's trying to carry this off. But it's all defense. Like he's not really scrutinizing it. He's telling you how it is.
Hey, listen.
If you were trying to protect him.
Hey, listen. We're not going to play it here, but any Rogan people that are here for criticizing Rogan or they love Rogan, whatever, I do recommend you look into Michael Tracy's takes on the whole Epstein thing, and you will understand exactly what Jesse's saying right there. It's quite remarkable. But let's hear this awkward silence from Peter Thiel. Here we go.
So he wants to consider what he's saying.
Whoa.
Peter asked you what 1 + 1 is.
Sorry, which one do I think is most corrupt, or what?
No,
What
what about them? These when you said corrupt.
Yeah. Well,
This is just mean.
man, it's
So then Theo starts going off about Palantir and how Israel's using it in Gaza, and things get really awkward. Like Joe, it seems like, does not want to talk about it, and he's like, "What are you saying? What are you talking about?" And then he asks Jamie about it, and Jamie doesn't want to say anything either. So Theo's like, "All right, I'll move on now." But then he starts freaking out about how paranoid he is about Palantir surveillance and how he thinks a Palantir drone might have taken out Charlie Kirk.
What sketchy times?
So this is the part that I've been waiting for. I don't know if he just described it in words like that or if he's actually going to show this. I hope he shows it, but here we go.
About Palantir surveillance and how he thinks a Palantir drone might have taken out Charlie Kirk.
What sketchy times? I mean, the same company, that company Palantir, that was doing all that crazy stuff in Gaza, in Gaza, and they were like, running
What were
all
they doing?
all the drones and stuff like this, allegedly. If you want to,
What are you talking about? What are you saying they did?
that they had were compiling data on people that were there, and they were operating a lot of the drones in the sky that also had weapons attached to them.
Okay, so you mean like facial recognition data?
Right.
Yes.
Do they have that capability with drones, where they could just zoom around?
Listen, the Where's Daddy program, right? That's attached to this facial recognition. Even something even crazier, which may or may not include Palantir, which is the UN speech by Benjamin Netanyahu, where they forcibly programmed or broadcast those things on everyone's phones in Gaza, which is insane. That is like villain at the end of the movie shit you do. That's Lex Luthor, right? So there's a lot of wacky tech stuff that was happening over there, and it includes people like Elon Musk, Google. I think as of recently, Microsoft backed off quite a bit because their own workers were like, "Yo, go fuck yourselves for being a part of this." Palantir has zero problems doing it. Zero problems. And as far as like Elon, I have substantial evidence with Elon Musk of him saying to Mark Levin, "Hey, yeah, we'll fucking send some Starlinks to people in Iran to sell them propaganda to get them to overthrow their own government." That should not be left out. But all right, let's continue. Here we go.
Is this horseshit? It's real? Jamie's not even willing to talk on camera. He's just he's giving
I'll
me
be
winks
quiet
and
then.
nods.
But
I'm sure they do.
But we have a
no.
They got a big contract in America now, which is scary to me. That's what's scary to me. That a drone
Along
could
with
go by.
Google
that
and
maybe
Elon.
that's what happened to Charlie Kirk. Who knows? Maybe a drone. You just have no who you can even point the finger at. A bullet comes out of the middle of nowhere.
True.
That's a kind of. I'm not saying
Let
I'm
me
paranoid
push
about
scared.
it all the time.
against that.
I'm just saying I have.
You're-
Speaking ill.
Okay. Sorry.
You're right. However, China's making drones, and they're making really good ones. Way more sophisticated than our drones.
I think the thing that made me.
Audience, I need you to soak that in for a second. Right? Rogan says, "Yeah, that's true." But China, though, that's incredible. Here we go.
That's what happened to Charlie Kirk. Who knows? Maybe a drone. You just have no who you can even point the finger at. A bullet comes out of the middle of nowhere.
True.
That's a kind of. I'm not saying
Let
I'm
me push-
paranoid
let me
about it
push
all the
back
time.
against that.
I'm
You're-
just saying I have.
Listen.
Okay. Sorry.
You're right. However, China's making drones, and they're making really good ones. Way more sophisticated than our drones.
I think the thing that made me nervous was that same company Palantir got a deal in America to create a database and help with like surveillance and stuff. So that just makes me scared, and made me a little bit nervous. Not scared, but just like a little bit like, what's going on here? Are we going to enter a surveillance state?
Well, that's one of the arguments for letting chaos take place.
And also Theo brought up how TikTok is being bought and how he thinks they'll be censoring anti-Israel content now. So Joe also has to push back against that and defend Larry Ellison, who's buying it. Like, this is the most I've seen Rogan question what his guest is saying in a long time. It was wild. Like, also Theo talked about how social media companies are radicalizing people and they need to be held accountable, which Rogan told him is dangerous and will lead to censorship.
How are some of these companies not legally liable? Like, if you go to a restaurant, right?
Right.
And somebody poisons you, you could take something up with that restaurant. You know? If they poison a bunch of people, may be able to sue the restaurant or have some recourse against that restaurant, the food establishment. But these entities, like these social media places, like if they radicalize someone and they go shoot somebody or something, there's no like accountability for the company. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the company's not radicalizing people, and I think it's a real danger what you're saying, because you know what you're saying is you're opening the door to censorship. You're opening the door to the government saying we're here to protect you.
Well, for one, it feels like they're going to stop allowing TikTok. Like people are going to own it. I think they're selling it or something, so they probably won't be able to show stuff like that anymore.
Well, they sold it to Larry Ellison's company, right? Isn't that who bought TikTok? Yeah, I want to be sure
but
about
do you
this.
think they'll do that so they can limit its control, like control what goes on it?
The real worry that they had before that sale was that China was in control of it, and I think they're right. And I think that if you have a foreign country,
then at the end of this podcast,
oh my God, for people that look at the Larry Ellison character and his son David Ellison, with TikTok, it's less so quote unquote stopping Chinese propaganda, which was the big worry, I guess. To now, hey, if you criticize Israel a certain way, you might get your content either restricted or limited viewership or openly shadow banned or quietly shadow banned. And like, that's the actual complaint. Like, no one wants to trade off China propaganda for Israeli propaganda. Like, no one wants to do that. So that's like the on the surface problem that people have with that. Then you have his son, David Ellison, in regards to CBS, the Free Press, which is Barry Weiss's thing, and putting her at the head of CBS, right? And all of a sudden, the news starts like looking a little bit different. Now, before David Ellison, Larry Ellison's son, took over CBS, there was still propaganda on those programs. There was, you know, with Paramount and all this shit, right? Already propaganda on those things, on 60 Minutes and all that stuff. But, you know, I don't want to trade off one propaganda outlet to another propaganda outlet. Like I don't think people want that at all. They want no propaganda. Be real, be honest, be a legit journalist, all that stuff. But instead we're just trading off like who's a more valuable propagandist to us? Is that what we're doing? And I wish Theo Von had the wherewithal to be able to say those things, because Rogan has no points to be made here. He's got nothing. And he might actually be relying on Theo Von being there. And I'm not trying to shit on Theo Von about this, right? Maybe he means well, but like I don't think he has he hasn't looked into enough stuff and doesn't have enough confidence in knowing about stuff to say it out loud to Rogan. And Rogan, I'm sure Too Lazy to Try is going to show this possibly, that Rogan was cutting him off. We already seen that already, but he might show more of that, where the guy's getting cut off. And like, no, let me talk down to you real fast, Theo. No, Theo, you got it wrong. Let me talk down to you. Hey, man, you need some alpha brain? This is what we're dealing with, people. America's podcaster, Joe Rogan, this trash can is what we have to deal with. Let's continue. Here we go.
Podcast, they're talking about deportations and ICE, and Theo kind of freaked out about how he thinks the government is failing people. Which, of course, it seems like him and Rogan never will directly call out Trump. I mean, it seems like they're scared to. You know, they'll be like, man, the government, the elected officials, but they'll never say Trump or Trump's administration and call him out directly. But it seems like Theo's kind of on the verge of that. Like, he's just about to snap and completely turn on him.
The problem is cartel people and the whole congressional seats thing. That's the problem.
Well, these people have become pawns. They'll send information to the countries that they live in and get them to come. It's like,
listen, if the population, you're right. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I don't even know probably what I was saying, but I don't know.
If the population,
see what I'm saying? Like a little bit of confidence in what you heard. Like just say like, hey, I heard this, right? Because Rogan, like that one, like. You can almost visibly see his frustration. He looks like Dave Smith when he's talking to Douglas Murray. We're just like, oh God. Like, that's what it reminds me of. I said that before. Like that's what it reminds me of. Where he's like Dave Smith is saying something, maybe he has a good point, and Douglas Murray just shuts it down. And he's like, oh man, I can't even say this, man. Come on. That's the look at that Theo Von. Seems like he has, but I could be overanalyzing. I'm just saying that's the way it looks. But here we go.
In and get them to come. It's like,
listen, if the population, you're right. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I don't even know probably what I was saying, but I don't know.
I'm dumb. I don't know
population,
we're better than this. That's what I'm saying. We're better than this.
You and I are.
Yes.
Yeah.
As people, we are better than this.
Yes.
And we have all this elected officials and these people that we thought were like
Manipulative
us.
sociopaths.
When does that end?
That's a good question.
And can it end? Do you think there's a way to end it?
It's going to be hard.
Yeah, so Rogan has to be like the adult and try to calm him down, but his solution is AI taking over, which I think is probably only making Theo feel more anxious. Like Rogan was trying to calm him down during this podcast, but he's like, humans are going extinct, AI's taking over, that's the future. So Theo was just losing it. And Rogan said he's been reaching out to him, but it's weird. He says off air, Theo hates talking about personal stuff and his feelings. But then once he gets on a podcast, he completely opens up.
You know, look, I love you very much. And
He's not trying to calm him down. He's trying to brainwash him.
because the last thing you want is a friend that maybe is going through some shit, not doing well, and maybe you could have reached out and you didn't.
Yeah,
You know,
for sure.
That feeling. It's a terrible feeling.
Yeah.
You know, that you could have helped your friend and you didn't help your friend. You know, but you have a hard time expressing yourself in person sometimes. You know, like sometimes I'd be asking like tell me what's up. Tell me what's bothering you. You know, tell me, like, how do you feel? What'd you do? And there's like a thing where it's almost like a blockade where you'd rather just like ignore it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then
Why are you
when
doing
you're
this on
talking
the show right
publicly,
now?
you like to address everything, which I find very interesting. It's like you almost feel more comfortable exposing various parts of things that you don't like about life or your life or what's bothering you about life. Publicly, you're better at doing that than you are privately with your friends.
So things continue to get even crazier for the Rogan sphere.
Why are you doing that on? Is it because he thinks he's more comfortable there? So thus, let me bring it up now. Why would you do that there? Once again, not a fan of Theo Von or like I don't know these guys, right? I don't know them as people. I've seen a lot more of Rogan stuff than Theo Von. I've barely seen any Theo Von stuff. Things here or there, but why would you do that on air like that? Why not pull him aside, you know, off the podcast if you're trying to do a heart-to-heart friend thing? Like, hey, man, it feels like you open up more on podcasts versus like talking in person, right? So like, you know, what is it? Is it just like your thing? Do you get into a persona on camera and the microphone's there? You kind of go off a bit versus like talking to you as like a outside of the podcast, outside of the cameras. Is there something like that going on? Like, why can't you ask that as a friend? But there's no way I'll be like, hey man, let's do this on air in front of everyone, right?
I've seen Theo on his show. He opens up and he can be vulnerable, like voluntarily on the show. But I do think it's a little bit weird if Rogan pushes for that, right? Like if he wants to express something, that's cool. But like, I don't think he should pry into it. Like it's definitely not a therapist, and the way he's pushing back on just ideas and things he's uncomfortable with, where he's like, no, that's not what it is, and he starts brainwashing them into accepting, like basically his friends.
Yeah.
I mean, this video made me really see. Like I've always seen Joe be friendly with people, and I was like, oh, I think he's just nice to all his guests, just to have more guests. But I'm noticing like a preference for like, but he's stopping Theo here, so I see that he prefers his, I guess his wealthy friends are, they probably have nice toys and have a good time. I guess I don't know.
These guys are like Rogan has such a monkey brain that these billionaires can show him trinkets and he'll be impressed by it and like, whoa, you got the new Super Soaker 5000? Whoa, let me try it out. Like that type of shit versus like genuine friendship. But here's the thing. I'm not gonna say this is Rogan because I don't know, and I'm trying to be fair. But I hope to God he's not using moments like this with someone maybe being vulnerable, like you said, for the sake of content. I hope that's not the case. I really hope that'd be for me personally. Once again, other people might already believe this, but for me personally, that'd be like a new low, because I get the the dick riding of these billionaire fuck faces where Rogan feels dumb and he thinks they're smart. So thus, when Elon's sitting there examining a fucking simple ass clock, like, whoa, what is this? Well, it's a fucking clock, Elon. It's nothing crazy. It's a clock. Yes, if you're gonna go there, like, be mesmerized by that, then everything is you could be mesmerized by, right? So, like, why are you doing that? Are you trying to do that to look smart or some shit like that? That shit might work on fucking Rogan. Fair enough, but I hope he's not doing. Sorry, I almost went on a whole other tangent rant, but I hope he's not using moments like this, waiting for the podcast to start, to use it as content. Use Theo Von, who may be actually vulnerable and actually confused and actually like has questions about things and looking for a friend to talk to, using it as a moment for his podcast. JRE clips. Theo Von breaks down and cries. Right? I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to get a fucking whiff of that shit. That'd bother me quite a bit. That'd be a new low to me. But either way, let's continue. Can't say I know. Here we go.
Like also Tim Dillon has completely turned on Trump now and is directly calling him out. And it seems like Theo will probably be next. Also, Tim and Theo both call out Palantir, which Rogan obviously isn't happy about. But it seems like he's losing his influence. You know, he doesn't have as much control over these comedians as he used to. So he's probably worried they could ruin his relationship with Musk or Thiel. But let me know what you guys think about it. And if you want to hear more about Theo's downward spiral and him bombing his Netflix taping, or William
Patreon.
Montgomery recently bombing at a comedy show, which was...
Okay, go to Too Lazy to Try's Patreon for all that extra stuff, if you feel like, I guess. But, yeah. Relatively transparent, I would think, right? As far as, I mean, that one was the golden goose to me, where he's like, "Wait, man, I'm worried about these drones, and they can fire shots at it. All this military contracts with Palantir, which Theo probably doesn't know, but should include Elon Musk, and XAI, Google and their AI systems, and Microsoft. All these guys have fucking Pentagon contracts. They do. And if your response to that as a, self-proclaimed monkey brain dumb fuck comedian, if your response to that is like, well, what about China? You're probably on the wrong side of history. I'll say that outright. And Rogan had apparently, like, if someone calls that out, he'll be like, oh, those are just, you gotta ignore the haters. They're haters out there. Ignore the haters. Meanwhile, they have, like, legit critiques, you dumb fuck. That's why this guy, I'll show you. This guy right here, Too Lazy to Try. That's why he's booming in views. This guy, Podcast Cringe. That's why they're booming in fucking views. Because people see that they see something's wrong. I'm not going to say full of shit yet. But people view as like, man, something's not right with this Rogan guy. I saw that years ago. Personally, not trying to brag about that. I'm just saying, like, that's what I saw. That's what I witnessed. Something was not right here. Mainly, I saw him like just dick lick whoever's in front of him. That's my main problem. But this stuff is something different, I think. Where he's actually like advocating for certain things. Actually, years ago, he had a girl on I think her name is Renee DeResta, I think. And she was one of the people that were investigating Russia interfering in our elections. Meanwhile, everyone else around Rogan's is trying to debunk the idea that Russia tried to make Trump win or help Trump win in some form or fashion, right? Rogan was engaging with it. And sure, I'm sure there is some random troll farm, bot account, make money off advertisement Russian accounts out there that were trying to take advantage of the 2016 election because it was so much, what would the word be? So much tension in regards to that election, right? And I'm sure there are people trying to make money off of that. And maybe even some government people government apparatus was involved in that. But he made it into like an extra thing when it's like, yeah, this meme of Jesus putting his hand on this guy's shoulder and say, hey man, you're addicted to porn, you're addicted to masturbation, we could beat this thing together. Right? It's a funny fucking meme. But saying that thing is why an election swung in one direction or the other is batshit crazy to me. It's nuts. And it's like, why are you selling that? You're not that guy for that. You're supposed to say, I don't know, at best. But instead, he brought on like kind of establishment people to proclaim that Russia was trying to interfere in the elections or interfere in regards to creating tensions between Americans. Rogan sold that narrative on his fucking podcast when he's supposed to be the, hey man, I'll engage with any idea guy, right? Conspiracies or not. It's fucking crazy. It's actually crazy. But I'll say it is what it is. You know, but there's a reason, Rogan, why people are fucking going at you. There's a reason for it. And if you turn your brain off, let me bring up one more thing. Remember the Jack Dorsey interview, and he got scorched? Well, also claim like, hey guys, you got to leave the negative comments out. Don't read the comments, bro. They're mostly negative. Don't read them. But somehow he read those comments and found out that people were shitting on him because he gave such a pillow soft interview to Jack Dorsey when people were clearly being fucking banned on Twitter or shadow banned on Twitter for having wrong think. And naturally, in pure Rogan fashion, what does he do to fix that? To fix that mistake? Bring Tim Pool on to fucking to clear things up, to help things out, to ask the tough questions to Jack Dorsey. And now look at Tim Pool, full of shit artist. So Rogan is either the Mr. Magoo of fuck ups, as in he just finds his way into like situations where he ends up like advocating for the worst things that people don't fucking like, or he's a part of something worse. It could be worse. I'm not there yet, but I can leave room for that idea that he could be part of something worse. Paid influencer, maybe even not even paid, just maybe threatened influencer, or just an influencer to guide you towards bullshit policy, bullshit politics, and bullshit cultural phenomenons. Who knows? I can't say I believe that yet, but I'm saying I have to leave room for it because the actual end result of things that Rogan does looks fucking weird. It is what it is. But yeah, that's all. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. Go ahead, Jesse, if you want to say anything.
Yeah, it's getting weirder. It's definitely like full salesman. And there's one other thing that was not in this clips, because the two call outs you were saying when the drones were like shooting people, he's like, yeah, but China, and that was one of them. But then the other clip had a when you just stopped and you're like, okay, I gotta make a video, was when Theo was talking about his fears of AI and the government, and well,
Yeah.
Rogan said, well, no, AI is basically going to govern us, which is
Yes,
completely
George.
wholesaling.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just wholesaling your brain out to the government that like they can that thing can rule us, which is so many levels of like, is he that dumb or is he selling? You know, like
Yeah.
whatever. That's
Exactly.
it's just it feels like people can't be that dumb. Like I don't know. I mean, some people might buy into it, but that is like a literal sales pitch of Sam Altman. So,
Yeah.
like, are you just buying it, or what? Like, why would you believe that?
Hey, man, Joe, man, I really feel like, man, like, how are we going to make things better, man? Things are so bad right now. How are we going to make things better? Well, Theo, we have some AI systems that can definitely, like, govern for us because it's totally not programmed by other human beings that already have contracts with the United States government, like an open AI, right? They already have contracts with the U.S. government. It's like, come on, you fucking... Like, there's dumb, and then there's, like, this is too dumb to believe in. You're breaking the suspension of disbelief at this point with these statements. But thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, that's another crazy thing that Rogan was trying to like kind of huck towards fucking Theo Von. It's like, yo, what the fuck, dude?
On one hand, in the same interview, he tells him, "Hey, don't think this way because like this leads to censorship." On the other hand,
Exactly.
he's like, "Oh yeah, buying TikTok, that was good because now we control it and we censor
Yeah,
it."
we do.
He
Yeah,
didn't.
we as in Larry Ellison. That's one of the we's in this situation.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
God
Those
for
were my
that.
words, but that's what he was meaning, right?
Yeah, thank God for that, Rogan. But all right, I'll leave it there. There's your video. Please subscribe if you feel like. Comment, agree, disagree. I mean, this is rough to like. How do you defend this from Rogan? It's kind of hard to do. I mean, I made some videos where I did some kind of like uh, some criticisms of Theo Von, mainly for being an idiot. Right? That was my main criticism. And that idea still holds up, where he's just kind of either too dumb or well, he could be dumb, but just not like maybe not so dumb as much as he's not confident about saying things out loud. Like, say the fucking thing, bro. You're onto something that Rogan's just avoiding or trying to suppress. So just follow through. Just say your idea out loud. Say, hold on, Rogan, I'm not done yet. Let me say my idea. Let's say your idea. Do that shit, please. But any comment about anything, all opinions are welcome. Please go ahead in the comment section and tell me what you think. Don't forget to share, support. Hopefully, donate to all the links that are in the description box. Also, check out the Discord link if you want to join that. We are in that Discord right now, so opinions are open. They're welcome. Just nothing pornographic or grotesque. Not so much with text, but with like images and videos. Like, don't share crazy ass videos and shit. Please don't do that, or images, because I want to keep this Discord open. You know, so just fair warning. And obviously, the 2 videos I showed you here will be linked in the description box for you to look at on your own without us talking over it, without us pausing it, without our opinions on it, because that can apparently be a problem. So please, go watch it on your own if you don't want to hear us. And with all that said, please give this video a thumbs down.